Hello, hello! Perfidious Pete here, back to share more of my theory of trickle-down Dungeonomics out in the creepy catacombs of Perfidious Manor in Darkest Dungeon. Supply-side economics, I know. Oh, it's voodoo economics. Voodoo, man, it's voodoo. Fine, so it's voodoo. Big deal. My economic theory comes with a doll. What does your economic theory come with? Probably nothing so quaint as a doll. Besides, the dungeon supplies the money. It really is a supply-side economy here. Dungeon supplies the money, I let it trickle down to my seekers. Though lately, I have to say it hasn't been a trickle so much as it's been an unending fire hose-style torrent of cash and valuables flying out of my coffers. We're down to a whopping 21 grand here. These seekers, they're eating me out of my house and home. They really are. And I don't know. It seems like they're drinking us out of house and home too, except the only person who's been doing any actual drinking lately is the caretaker. Where are you, by the way, caretaker? I'm starting to get a little worried about this guy. The caretaker, oh, he's in the cloister doing peace through meditation. See, this guy's in a real bad place, I think, psychologically. He's got a really grim pattern of acting out, then seeking contrition, only to go act out again and then feel the need to be contrite. And it's a vicious cycle. Much like my spin class that I've yet to found. But I'm telling you, it's going to be the greatest spin class of all time when I got around to founding the vicious cycle. But I do feel like maybe the caretaker's starting to spiral out of control a little bit. Sometimes it's nice to find a quiet spot. Yeah, to quiet the howling and shrieking of the demons that haunt your soul. It probably is nice. I'd schedule an intervention for you, caretaker, but there's an eldritch abomination trying to, invade our reality, and I seem to be the one person who can stop it. Which I suppose means I should probably get down and see about stopping it. I'm thinking about going into the old darkest... Ooh, okay. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about making a move on the darkest dungeon here. I really am. We've got a team that I think can handle it. My only concern is the shuffling horde does shuffle your party members. We know this, but we can sort of anticipate it by going in shuffled up. He does have an attack that shuffles as well, and this team is not fantastic when it comes to fighting while out of position. That's the one thing I don't like about what they've got going for them. But I think a little bit of out-of-position fighting can probably be overcome. The Shuffling Horde does also summon he summons more monsters too, though. That's the other thing. Pete, how come you know so much about the Shuffling Horde? Well, I mean, we're playing on New Game Plus. We fought him before. He's basically the Shambler. The Shuffling Horde is basically the Shambler. Would I trust this team to kill a Shambler if I had to? Well, we could really focus fire a lot of damage out of Caitlin Stark, because it doesn't matter what position Caitlin is in. She can throw Blight at any target. The only thing we have to worry about is if she gets shuffled to the front, which she almost certainly will. Because in the front, can't really do shit. All she would be able to do then is just move back. Could we then have somebody else maybe shuffle their way in front of her? We could Holy Lance that only moves us forward 1, which is less than agreeable. We have no movement skills whatsoever on Henry Blake, and Padme likewise no movement skills. And Padme also not really very useful if we get her outside that 4th position. I'm starting to think that maybe this is not the right team. How would we build a team that's more mobile, though? We could work Shane into this. If we bring in Shane instead of Henry Blake, that actually gives us a considerably increased amount of overall mobility. Alternatively, we could probably do the same thing with Sophia here, because she could do Shadow Fade, which is a back 1, and Lunge, which is a forward 2. We might consider swapping for that, and also we would have Poison Darts, which if we get in the back end, I don't hate it. She can cure her own blights and bleeds as well, which is useful. So we'd have a Grave Robber, a Vestal, definitely. We'd still want our Vestal for healing, but we'd have a Grave Robber, a Plague Doctor, and then probably we need somebody who can do stress relief, and that somebody's going to be either, yeah, I think it's going to have to be Dwayne Hicks. So is that the paradigm we want to take in? If it is, we got to figure out a way to get Shane to Legendary. We don't have a town event going, do we? We got a free weapon upgrade, which I'm assuming we probably have already used. We also are going to need to put together some cash. I like the Hero's Ring, but based on the fact that we already have one, I don't really feel like we absolutely need it. We could try and fight the Fulminating Prophet. We get a Hell's Hairpin, which we don't have, but which I think is terrible. What are you, though? A sniper's ring is good, and we could use one. Unless you're amazing, we're probably headed to the Weald then. The Candle of Life is just garbage. So yeah, it looks like we're going down to the Weald then, and we need a team. Who's it gonna be? I'm thinking, well, it's got to, Shane has got to be, you got to be a member of this team, Shane. So what do we got? You point blank shot, grape shot, blast, duelist advance, and open vein. All of those things are acceptable. You're definitely gonna beat, let's say, Jack Dawson or Wash on a speed roll. Wouldn't mind having Wash as a member of this party. Trinity would, I mean, a Hellion would also be really good. You know what? Let's go with old Trinity. We had some good luck swapping these two around last time. We got like a nice little synergy out of that. Then what we would need is a healer. I think that's going to have to be Maud Flanders. And somebody's got to fill in his 3-hole. I don't see any particular drawback to having that somebody be Lori Grimes. I'm telling you, if you got to have somebody fill in your 3-hole, you could do a little worse than Lori Grimes. She's easy on the... that's not true. She actually wasn't kind of unpleasant. Lori Grimes was... I'm sorry, Rick. I want to be sadder about the fact that your wife is dead, but I kind of feel like you sort of dodged a bullet on that one, Chief. She was rather unpleasant. So we are going into the Weald. We'll be fighting, what is it, humans and Eldritch, I think, primarily. So let's try and make sure that when our Highwayman takes a shot, that it's a kill shot. That's what we're looking for. He's rarely going to be in position 1, so we don't really want to give him the Brawler's Gloves. We could give him the Ethereal Crucifix, which I really like. It's a really, really good trinket. I think we do that, and then something else we want to give him, probably just... Oh, we got to go for the Sharpening Sheath, right? Bonus crit, massive bleed skill chance. Does lower his speed slightly, which is a little unfortunate, but not the end of the world, all things considered. We got a 5 speed on Trinity, our Master Hellion. What do we want to go with for you, Trin? I think for you, we go easy. I think we just go Book of Sanity, and then we just go Dismiss his head. You're going to take a small penalty to your HP, but you're going to get a big old damage bump, and we're going to counter the stress entirely. Yeah, we can roll with that. Blasphemous Vial, yes, and good old Poison Durab here, nothing fancy out of you. And then it's just a Sacred Scroll and Junia's head then. Again, nothing fancy here out of old Maud Flanders either. Oh, you were born for this? What are you, a Paramore song, Shane? We were born for this. You know, the last thing the world needs is another band. Whoa-oh-oh-oh. Also, we should probably pick you up a 4th camping skill. And I say probably. We're definitely going to pick you up a 4th camping skill here, Shane. Nobody goes into any dungeons anymore without that extra camping skill. You can't empty the guns from the valley, Shane, without the appropriate camping skill. Clean guns. Bandit sense is real good. Unparalleled finesse. Bonus dodge, bonus speed, bonus damage. Man, that's real good. Gallows humor is also excellent. I'm going to take Gallows Humor. Unparalleled Finesse is fantastic. Way better than Clean Guns, in fact, especially for the build we're using. So let's get, yeah, screw the guns. Let them be as dirty as they want. I like my guns dirty. My dirty, dirty guns. I want Gallows Humor and get rid of Wound Care. I want Unparalleled Defense. We have all of the stress abilities and the Preventing Nighttime Ambush. I'm feeling pretty strong about this team. Last time we took them out, I did like what they brought to the table. I thought they did a good job. Let's see if they can keep doing it. One time, you know, one time does not a pattern make, but 2 times, you know, we got a correlation there. Do it once, it's a fluke. Do it twice, though, and it's a streak. Admittedly, a short streak, but it is a streak. Let's face it, if you wanted to put streaks in your underwear, would you rather have it be a 2 streak or a 12 streak? I think you'd rather go for the 2 streaks. It's going to be way less embarrassing when you're at the laundromat. You want to be out there, you know, tossing stuff in the washer and have somebody go, "Whoa, look at those britches, boy. What happened there? It looks like a 12 streak." You don't want to hear that at the laundromat, really. Also, why are you looking at the inside of my underwear? What the hell has gone wrong with your life? That's what you do on a Saturday afternoon, sir. So we got a bum mission draw. Completing 100% of room battles is not necessarily a problem. This team's going to be good at fighting. What our problem is, we didn't really get a great layout on the dungeon here. There's going to be some backtracking entailed in this bad boy. Yes, Maud Flanders can't wait to dig through an old diseased corpse. Fortunately, she did manage to resist the blight. We got a trap right here. So who's our trap guy? 95%. You're real good at it. 75%. Less good at it. Well, we didn't get any stress relief from that trap. I typically like to try and get stress relief from those traps, but in this case, too low a percentage for any of our team that had stress. Just it was a bad value proposition. More scouting? That's what we like to see. Know what else we like to see? Freaking secret room. That's what we like to see. Give me that cash, yo. This dungeon has already paid for itself. We're gonna walk out of here with more ducats than we know what to do with. We're gonna walk out of here with more ducats than Florentine noble from the Renaissance era. All right, we got this, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, first things first. We got to get the stun off because we don't want the stress units wrecking our shit. That's a hell of a start. We might be able to kill this guy with one really lucky shot from our Hellion. We can also... I think we definitely point blank, if only to give Iron Swan an opportunity to work. And I think we do go for the Iron Swan. Didn't quite get home, but he's in range. There it is! Maud Flanders closes it out. Nice work, Maud. Okay, Trinity with the dodge and the groping swipe. That's nice. A little more groping swipe, less nice. We want to get our riposte working as quick as we can. Stressful incantation. Lori Grimes can take that one to the face. Wow, 22 stress is quite a bit for a single attack. So let's get you started then. We want to get some blight working on you. I think we shadow fade back to the front here. That is going to start our riposte, and then what we're going to want to do is follow that up. Now we've got bleeding and blight. Cultist Enchantress is definitely dead. Groping swipe's going to get us a little payback. 7 for 7. I'll take it. Could have done without the critical. The blight also kind of sucks. Well then, I think we should probably go directed heal here. Maud Flanders is not quite the turbo power healer we might ordinarily like to see in this party. Cultist Enchantress is now dead. We're still riposting here. Let's get some bleed working. And we could cure this blight, but I think it's the wrong move. I'd rather make sure and get fatal damage on this guy as quickly as possible. Groping swipe for Trinity. Trinity can take 7. Resisted a blight, but she is still suffering the effects of the blight. You know, cure your own. 4-point heal, a little bit of self-cure. Still don't quite have fatal damage on this guy. But now, okay, well, he's definitely dead now thanks to the riposte. And then we're going to throw a directed heal at Trinity. There's a big old critical. Who's a big critical? Yeah. Okay, we probably should have point blank shot there, except I don't need to hit this guy. He's already dead. We could have point blank shot, but it likely would have been the wrong call. Stack a little more bleed on top of that. These guys seem to be relatively prone to bleeding. We do have fatal damage on this guy, so we have no need to do anything offensive on our subsequent turn. We should focus on buffs and defense then. Let's go for the AoE heal. I was hoping we might pull a crit out of that. Didn't quite get a chance. You can just buff yourself up, Trinity. I mean, when in doubt, go for the buff, girl. And we don't have any kind of stress relieving attack here, so I think we just go ahead and let's just open this guy's vein. Open the main vein and piss on his corpse. Light's down to 70, but we don't have a room battle in here, so it's really not an issue. In fact, I think we may go all the way down and back before we really worry about light. Shovels. Do we want to risk one? I think one shovel is an appropriate level of risk here. Sometimes grave digging pays off. Sometimes it pays off big time. That was quite a little haul. Gonna grab the sunburned torch. We'll just stick that in our inventory. Yep. Didn't get stopped in time. Probably could have got a little cheap stress relief off of disarming that one. Pete, you only came down here to interact with the curios. Why did you come all the way down and then go, well, I didn't expect us to have to fight another room battle. Was not expecting to respawn. I really wasn't. Not that bad, though. We've surprised them, and mostly they're just slimes, which means we should have no trouble getting them killed. Our point-blank shot and our Hellion are going to get those two guys almost certainly. So let's just work the cultist. Smart move there probably would have been to go for a stun, now that I think about it. But there's one slime dead, and we're going to kill the other one with just a straight-up slash. 2 slimes dead, and then Bolt from the blue has missed. Stressful. We're going to get... Lori Grimes is going to take back-to-back stressful incantations. I can already feel it. Oh, Eldritch Pull. Wow. Okay. Didn't do a whole lot of good, but we've been hit by 2 stress attacks here. And we're already in the dead center of Stress Town. Population not cool. That's definitely fatal damage. Is there anything we could do to relieve more stress? Well, we could get a critical heal would help. We got a critical. Got 4 stress for a unit that didn't really need stress relief. You can go ahead and drop dead now. Or you could just get shot in the face. That's the other thing you could do. Here, you know what? Slash that. Let's work over a corpse. That's how much I was certain that we were going to kill you. I can afford to waste time hacking up a corpse. And the sad thing is we do have a room battle all the way down here, too. At some point, we're going to have to camp for stress relief, but given the combat abilities we have, the stress relief camp early is not that disadvantageous. I do typically like to save my camps for kind of the end of the dungeon. We got a bit of a decision to make here, too. How many are in here? 3 and an onyx. Well, I'm comfortable leaving the onyx behind. That jade is going the way of the dodo. I think we'll just drink this holy water. Then we take 1, 2, 3 puzzling trapezohedrons. I'm not taking the onyx because I've already got 2 emerald, which are vastly more cash. Do I want to abandon bandages or medicinal herbs? Not for an onyx, no. If there was something else there, they would likely be hitting the floor, but in this case, I don't really think it's time. Let the onyx hit the floor. Let the onyx hit the floor. It's time. Thank you, 250 gold. I'm going to consider that 250 gold the sweet reference. It's just payback for the reference there. What do we got? I mean, I do want these. Do I want them bad enough? You know, no. Actually, I do want deeds, but I don't. Right now, I don't really want them that badly. Do you have any stress? You have none. What's your stress? What's your chance to disarm this? You know what? Take a shot. Alright, well, I mean, net loss, and we took damage, so all things considered, that was a terrible decision. Terrible decisions. It's my forte. Oh, good, we have another stress unit. I hate Tenacious Crones. Can hit us with Curse of Invulnerability. Okay. That's actually a mark attack. So, yeah, give me some stuns here. And we won a speed roll, which is grossly unfortunate. Alright, well, we got 10 damage and a bleed here. We can't hit you with the bleed, can we? Alright. Let's point blank shot a fungus man then. We did not get our riposte active. I hate groping swipe because it does so much freaking damage. You know what? We got to go for a directed heal here. I would rather go for damage in this scenario, but I'm worried about like double back-to-back criticals or something coming out and just kicking the shit out of us. I'd rather play it a little bit safe here. Besides, the crone's not going to get to do anything. So if we dash forward, we can hit the crone. Yeah. This hits the crone and begins our riposte. Then we throw a little double blight damage on the guys in the back. And if our Hellion can get a shot off here, we got a chance at a kill. If you get the bleed, there it is. Okay, good. We're going to take a stress attack from the crone. There's nothing we can do about it. A little bit of a groping swipe for Trinity. Oh, she's used to the groping swipes. What? Oh, never mind. We're not even going to take the stress attack because Maud Flanders brings the thunder from above. It's quite the opposite of the thunder from down under. Normally, you'd be like, oh, she brought the thunder from down under. But in this case, no, she brings her thunder comes from on high. Lori Grimes blighting the blighter. Fighting fire with fire right there. A little bit of a bleed attack. Sure, not quite fatal. Fatal now, though. And I guess we'll throw a directed heal at Trinity. She's taking a bit of a battering. You can drop dead. Do me a favor and swing at my highwayman, if you would. Okay, well, doesn't matter who you swing at as long as they dodge. I'm cool with it. You can let anybody you want dodge you. That's fine. Doesn't matter who that is. In fact, I'd kind of prefer it be Maud Flanders just because it's extra humiliating for you to get dodged by Maud Flanders. Still don't have fatal damage yet. That one, that was fatal damage, though. Pure fatal. What are you? Blood Course Medallion. Bonus healing received. Not that good. Can't carry all the gold. These 2 trinkets do have a relatively substantial monetary value, but we've got a lot of dungeon left. What we could do, If we're going to take a trinket, we should take the blood course medallion. Whoa. We could camp. No, it's too early. I am going to waste the torch, though, and I'm going to take this blood course medallion. One, because we don't have one. And two, because when we sell it, and we probably ultimately will wind up selling it, it's going to be worth pretty good money. I think maybe we camp at the end of this run. We've got some guys who are getting a little bit up there in Stress Town. We've got a long walk. It's going to chew up a lot of our available light source. Maybe we come back to the start room, pitch a tent there. And I'm talking about getting a massive boner, by the way, because we are playing with Trinity, Miss Scorpion Kick herself. How could you not like the Scorpion Kick? That's my question. If you've seen the Matrix movies where she does the Scorpion Kick, it's so badass. How do you not love that move? Also, we've been losing very little light here. Is it because we've explored these regions before? Does that make our light go down slower? And if so, how have I never previously noticed that as a mechanic? Because, yeah, it goes down way, way faster in an unexplored. Okay, so maybe explored territory, we lose it less, we lose light more slowly? I don't think we're quite to the point yet where we're going to start throwing curios on the floor, but we're getting pretty close to ditching some curios here. Shovel goes bye-bye. We're still good. We've scouted up to this room. Hunger prompt is not a problem. Crank our torchlight back up. We're at 90. Maybe we will be camping at the end of this one. We do have to complete 100% of room battles, but we really haven't encountered that many room battles. He says as he comes across the hallway, that's nothing but straight fighting, unrelenting conquest and battle. A little bit of cheap stress relief. Empty crate. We're going to need one more torch before we go fight this room. Puts us back up to 80, which is just over the threshold, and we are down to only 5 torches here. I don't much care for that. We're definitely going to go for the early stun. Get these fungal batteries and try and take them out of the fight so that we can work over their 2 frontline fighters here. Ren for the old gods, not a problem. Trinity's going to stand strong. 3 damage. Anybody can handle 3 damage. Let's go ahead and work. Yeah. We're not going to get 27 damage at a 1 point blank shot. That's just supremely unlikely. We will be able to get it. Also, how did you not get any kind of speed roll, Shane? Yeah, that critical really sucked. Alright, well, you're going to be dead from a point-blank shot. If we hadn't hit him with somebody else, he would have been left alive at the end of that round, so I still feel like concentrating our fire on that guy was the right move. I just really wish it had been anyone other than that guy. We can only Iron Swan the rear rank, and that guy has a critical blight. Can I? Yeah, let's just put... There we go. Good crit. We got the bleed and the blight, which is just enough for the kill. Fan-freaking-tastic. And then we're going to do... You know what? No. I was thinking about... Well, yes. I want to be reposting, actually. Let's get back to the front. We're going to throw a directed heal at our boy. Don't run away, Shane. Oh, you know what, kid? I hate to break it to you, but Shane was dead. That's why he didn't. That's why he kept riding. Shane kept riding because he was dead. That was a pretty weak fire back there, Shane. Like, I mean, I know you're dead and all, and it makes it tough. It's hard to look like a rogue badass when you're a corpse. I think we're gonna cure here. Get a little battlefield bandage. Get rid of that blight. Mostly, I just want to pump some heals into Shane. His health's getting real low. We're going to get more mileage out of the bleed attack than we will out of the straight damage attack. Well, this guy's dead. Yep. We are going to take 7 damage, but we still did get the kill. The haste chalice is Vestal only. Okay, so we're going to get rid of 4 of this food. We don't have a haste chalice. It's not good, but it's not it's not terrible either. And some of these other trinkets and baubles actually got to go on the floor at this point. We're running out of dungeon. I think it's time to start focusing on what really matters, which is the cash. So adios bandages. I really want these you know what? Adios everything. Bandages and anti-venom both gone. We can open the heirloom chest. What's in it? 500 gold and another emerald. Beautiful. Let's restore our party order. On to the next room, then. We're really making quite a hefty little sum of cash here. That's the 6 deed. We've had to throw 6 deeds on the floor here. I do not like that even a little. We got a room battle, hallway fight. Let's burn 1 torch. We're getting real low on available light. This is, I said fight, but it's a bit of a misnomer. This is going to be very short. We got a rabid rush. That dog's going to get shot in the face by a point-blank shot, and that just leaves some of this rabble. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the dog just in case the point-blank shot is not quite enough to get it done. Trinity's going to wrap one of the rabble. Point-blank was just enough. A little bit of a bump in the night coming our way. 2 damage. It's 2 damage. Who cares? I'm not even going to heal it. We'll drop 6 on your brain. I was hoping for a critical there so we could get Maud a little stress relief. Critical here would be nice too. Oh, okay. And we're going to go for the lunge just because it restores party order. And hey, free stress relief. I want this gold, but we don't have anything we could throw on the floor. This is worth more than a full stack of gold even. I can't get rid of my torches because we're almost out, so I feel like, sorry, you're going to have to be on the floor now. These long hallways are not doing us much good turn. We know there's a hallway battle in here, so I'm choosing to use a torch early. And I'm glad I did because I hate these towering ectoplasms. We got a really good start by hitting it immediately for 20 and shuffling it is nice. I think we try and burn down the plasm. That's our goal. We're also going to try and stun it, even though it is hugely stun resistant. We need a little luck here. Didn't get it. Okay, escape cloud. Escape cloud is bad. I hate these stacking blights. Let's go ahead and hit you with the bleed attack. Why a slime is vulnerable to bleeding, I will never know, but they are. Okay, so now we're double blighted. Here comes a slime smack. Nice dodge from the team. Good work, guys. Okay, rather than curing the blights with a little battlefield bandage, I'm going to take those fungal batteries out of the mix to keep them from hitting us with more blight attacks. And then I think we do this. I want to go into riposte. And we follow that up with another bleed attack, which he resisted, and now we do. Okay. If we had gotten the bleed there, it would have been enough for the kill, but fortunately the dodge and slice was also enough for the kill. Job still done, even though we did it in a somewhat roundabout fashion. Divine Comfort will undo our blight damage for now. And we're just going to start stacking blight on the blighters. Fighting fire with fire over here. I'd say, can you really fight fire with fire? But I actually know objectively that the answer to that question is yes, you absolutely can fight fire with fire. In fact, firefighters frequently fight fire with fire. It's one of the best anti-fire tools there is. Can't burn a forest down if it's already burnt. Comes a rain of blight. Could have done without the critical. We both resisted the blight. It's the stress that's a problem, and I really feel like we're going to have to camp after this one. Iron Swan meat. Could go for the AoE heal. I'm actually going to try and... Well, I was going to say I'm going to try and net a kill here. That should be... Yeah, that is fatal damage. Good. So we can't hit anything with that, but can do this. 12 damage on a shiv, and that's... Well, okay, we're good then. Double fatal. Focusing on healing and stress relief then. Let's go ahead and cure. We'll adrenaline rush here. Get rid of that blight and that bleed. Shouldn't an adrenaline rush, though, make bleeding more profound? Unless I'm grossly mistaken in my organic chemistry, I'm pretty sure adrenaline is not a coagulant. And that it does increase your heart rate, which, if you have an open wound, is going to cause your blood to spill out upon the ground at an even more furious pace. I don't think you'd want an adrenaline rush if you're bleeding. A little free stress relief here, and all we really need to do is focus on getting stress relief for our one teammate here. So I think what we're going to do is Bandit Sense. I don't like that we're going to be having an increased chance to surprise monsters. We could also prevent nighttime ambush by sanctuarying. But nobody has a mortality debuff, so we're going to get nothing out of this. This at least has some tangible benefit in that it reduces our chance to be surprised. Gallows humor. You know what? Yeah, for 4 time, there's a good chance of completely negating our stress. It bought us, you know, it bit us in the ass a little bit. But we basically spread some of that stress around, which is okay. We got 4 time left, so let's encourage you. Man, you heal a ton of stress while camping. And then I think we will have you... Nobody has a disease, do they? I just want to double check and make sure no one is diseased. Anybody over there coughing or got the clap, got the hep C, got the HIV? What do you got out there? What kind of diseases y'all rocking? You are all diseased. George Carlin has taught us this. I know it's in there somewhere. And now we'll just rest. No worries about a nighttime ambush. We are cool, and our light level is going to get maxed for free. We also picked up a chance to grab this nothing inside this tent. Scouting is enormously helpful here. Don't have a room battling you. Yes, so we can skip all of that. Beautiful. We can skip all of that, and you know what? I'm going to, because I'm not fighting 2 hallway battles for effectively the chance to fight another hallway battle and interact with some random curio that I don't give a shit about. I'd rather leave with low stress. Much, much rather. We can afford to shovel this. Okay. And now's the time where we start getting rid of this. We're not going to need that anti-venom. Pete, what if there's a blight? You do have one more fight, you know. What if one of those units has blight? You know, if he has a blight attack, we'll deal with it. It's fine. More grave digging. We finally got those deeds we've been hankering for. We're going to eat this food because it's going to do us no good. We're going to take these onyx and... you know what? Just take all of it. Wait, what happened to the onyx? Did I not pick those up? I did. Oh, never mind. They went in... You should learn to read, Pete. I never learned to read. Blah, blah, blah. Me and Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar. We never... Oh, shit. Okay, this is a tough fight. First things first, stun the stress units. Second things second, start working over this giant because he's going to fuck us up real bad. So point blank shot, yes. 20 damage is a respectable start. I knew I could one-shot the stress unit, which is why I went for it. The one-shot attack there, if we concentrate our efforts and try and beat down this giant, we're going to take a shitload of stress while that happens. The full dodge and the confusing spores is very nice. But if we had not killed her, we would have taken just a metric ton of stress while we chewed through this giant's 123 health. It seems like the better bet is eliminate the stress units first. The giant mostly just does damage. And damage is something we can withstand right now. Especially once we start riposting and beating on the giant. If we could get him to swing at our boy Shane, it'll be good. Poison spores? No big deal. It's a blight attack and a relatively big one, but if we need to, we can cure it. It's not the end of the world. Speaking of blight, how do you like a little? You can play at that game, shit biscuit. I'd love to hit you with the bleed attack, but point blank shot just does so much more damage. 22, pretty good start. We're going to start putting some bleeds on you as well. And we'll go for the damage and the self-healing. That'll undo the damage we took from that blight. Also, does damage to our enemy, which we like. 14 from a tree branch smackdown. It stings. It stings a little, but we can heal it. It's fine. We're going to be... Long run, we're going to be just fine here. We are no longer riposting. So let's dash forward. More blight for you. And we're basically done with this one. 15 damage and an extra bleed. Yeah, this guy's bleeding 6, blighted 10. This guy ruined. Let's go ahead and heal Trinity. Just in case another tree branch smackdown comes her way, she'll be ready. This guy's ticking 16 a turn. Beautiful dodge. Well, we're just going to do this. I don't want to hit this guy because I want a chance to farm for criticals before combat gets over. There's one right there. See? Free stress relief. No, never mind. We didn't actually get any. Well, might as well walk out of the dungeon fully healed. There's a critical for 4 extra stress relief. And let's finish this one off with style. Monstrous overkill is the best overkill. We don't need that skeleton key. We can't do anything with the food. We might as well see what's in this coffin. What's in the ancient coffin? Hidden treasures are in the ancient coffin. 400 gold and 3 deeds. Well, that torch is going away. I want the deeds, too. Our entire inventory is filled with loot. It's 100% loot. Do I want 3 deeds? Man, we'll have thrown 9 deeds on the floor during the course of this dungeon. Well, you know what? Sacrifices got to be made. Omelets, eggs, the breaking thereof, etc.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle.
Look at this. Look at this cash. We're rolling in Kanye West clothing line style loot. You want to pay $100 for a t-shirt? Kanye West will take your $100. That's what Perfidious Pete did down in Dungeon. Be like, Dungeon, you want to give me 10,000 gold for no reason? I'll take your 10,000 gold. Here's a plain white t-shirt. It's a designer. There's a KW on the label. Probably, I don't know. I don't actually know how Kanye labels his clothing. I don't really care. I think Ryan McElmore said it best when he said, dude, it's $100 for a t-shirt. All that getting swindled and pimped. Tapeworm sucks. Clutch hitter is fantastic. Especially when it replaced nothing. We just picked it up. Cove Adventure replacing Irrepressible is bad because I think Irrepressible is a stress, like a bonus, minus stress. The runs also sucks. Ruin Adventure is shit. And we picked up rabies for our trouble. All of those things blow. Man, we got disease to shit. Tapeworm got the rabies, the runs, all of the diseases going running rampant. It's like we're playing a game of Pandemic here. We did come out with relatively low stress, which means we could take that team back in the dungeon and get them to 5. And then we could swap Shane out for Henry Blake and maybe take a run at the Darkest Dungeon. We would want to get him probably to 6 first, though. And I don't really know if we want to take this team back into the mix until we've had a chance to do a... I mean, well, what would we want to do with them? Boss bashes? We don't really care about bosses. We're on a New Game Plus run. We're not in it to fight every boss. We've already done that. We'll have to mull it over a little bit. So, Mod Flanders, you had some... Yeah, we're getting rid of your rabies, because an accuracy penalty is honestly sort of a deal breaker for you. And Shane, you had a tapeworm, which I really hate tapeworm a lot. Consuming twice as much food as normal is really, really bad. Anything we can do over here with upgrades? Stagecoach takes deeds, so probably not. Yeah, we're screwed there. We could pick up a level 2 Vestal. Nah. Maybe a blacksmith upgrade here. We need 18. We really should not have thrown those 9 deeds on the floor, though. We could be using them right now. What about a guild upgrade, though? There's our winner. Skill training got a little bit cheaper. I'll take it. I'll take it. The Arithmetic of Combat? What is he, suddenly a Sting song? Is this what is that? Shape of My Heart? He deals the cards as a meditation, the sacred geometry of chance. Which, by the way, Sting, that's lazy lyrics. It's not a geometrical about statistics. They're not even closely related fields. Geometry has nothing to do with statistics, Sting. What the hell are you talking about, the sacred geometry of chance? I don't know much, but I know that spades are not the swords of a soldier. It's a shovel. If you enjoyed this episode, I'm wrapping it up, so you might consider dropping a like down in the comment section. Support really does mean a lot. If you'd like to hear more of the dopest Sting references ever made, you might consider subscribing as well, because the shape of my heart troubles me on a great deal. Spades are as swords of a soldier. No, they're not. And I don't care what the shape of your heart is, Sting. I'm going to guess it's heart-shaped also, by the way. What other I got surprisingly salty about a Sting song at the end of an episode where the fighting went pretty well. Fuck you, Sting, and your 14-hour tantric sex sessions. I don't give a shit what the shape of your heart is. It's heart-shaped! Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.